When I'm talking to some of my clients, there seems to be a little bit of confusion about the difference between a web page and a landing page. So let's clear this up just so it's really clear next time you're launching a campaign or you need to do something on your site, if you need a web page or a landing page. So a web page is pretty clear. It's a page on your website. Typically it's got the same header and footer and fits and looks like all the other pages on your site, so that if someone came there, they could navigate away from it and it's probably linked from someplace else. Web page. Landing page has a different role. A landing page is also sometimes called a squeeze page. And the whole purpose of a landing page is to get the person who's visiting it to do one thing and one thing alone. Sales pages, sometimes long form sales pages. Essentially, if you got an email that has an offer, you click the link, you're probably on a landing page. That landing page is designed to get you to do that one thing, whether it's register for a webinar, download a PDF, buy something, sign up for a program, etc., etc. Landing pages are designed to do one thing, and that means they're different from web pages in that they typically have no navigation, no same header and footer. There's usually a footer. Make sure you link to your terms of service, but or terms of use for the website if you've got cookies and things like that. But it's really focused on one thing. No social profiles, no nothing. You really are just focused on getting the user to sign up for the webinar, buy the product, and that's the only available action on the page. Everything else on the page is supporting that. Walking them through that mindset of okay, I have questions. Oh, you've answered my questions. Oh, hey, I have objections. Oh, you've addressed my objections. Is this good for me? Oh, there's testimonials. So that's what, you'll see a lot of those types of things on a landing page, but there's only one action. And that action might be repeated down the page, but there's only one action. So then the objection I get from some of my clients is, but what if they don't sign up for the webinar, buy the product, etc.? Fine, then they don't. Then it wasn't right for them, or we didn't do a good enough job with the whole funnel, or we offered them it at the wrong point. But if we get to the point where we are putting them on a landing page, we don't want to give them options. We want to just give them the one thing we want them to do. And if they bounce, they bounce. And then then you look at the performance of your landing page, see if it is converting. If it's not, you might use some other tools like heat mapping, Hotjar, things like that to figure out where people are essentially stalling out. But you do not give them more options. So that is the real essence of the difference between a regular web page and a landing page, and why landing pages are used when you're going through a marketing campaign. You might want to create a regular, so if you go to a blog post that's on a regular web page, if you're interested, you can migrate around. There's usually some offers on the sidebar. But if you've been engaged with this blog for a while and there's something special going on, they'll send you an email or you'll see an ad. For sure, if you're paying money to drive traffic, and if it's at the lower part of the sales cycle, for sure you're using a landing page. If you're paying money to drive traffic and it's at the top of the sales cycle, so they don't know you yet and they're kind of getting familiar, you might not use a landing page depending on the offer. But if your ad has something specific like, hey, get the CEO's Guide to Digital Marketing, when they click on it, that should be the one thing that they do. Now, on the thank you page, the page that they get after they've performed that action, you might offer them the next step. In fact, it's a really good idea to offer them the next step. Maybe the next step is connecting with you on social. Maybe the next step is sending you a tweet. Maybe the next step is checking out another article. But do not distract them if you are driving them to a landing page for them to do one thing. So there's the difference between a web page and a landing page, why you use landing pages, and why we don't want to offer secondary options when we get traffic to the landing page. If you want to talk more about landing pages, marketing funnels, or digital marketing, check us out at FieryFX.com.